Hello and welcome to IRL Season 9 here at Azerbaijan for Round 2 of FP. Obviously today might be a little easier to overtake compared to Australia, and of course today I'm joined by Tim.
Hello, hello.
So yeah, we see...
Yeah, as you said,
yeah, go on.
Go on.
Okay, well, overtaking should be quite a lot easier today. Should be, of course, seeing trains in Sector 2 is going to be very tight and tricky. We might be able to see, actually conveniently, some moves going into this corner. Of course, gets very tight when you go through the right-hander, so it could be risky. And of course, if you're side by side going through the castle section, as we see now, how tight it is, someone is going to have to back out as Jose goes a little deep there next to, I think that's Ollie in the other racing point, is it? No, it's not.
Shane.
Shane, who actually retired.
It's an incident, I think, in a castle.
Oh yeah, you can see there. I just got a view from Thomas Troupy's there. Unfortunate for his quality to end so early. 15 minutes, of course, left in the session.
Yeah. We'll start from the back of the field, but as you said, Azerbaijan is a track you can overtake. It's with the long DRS rate, obviously the best overtaking spot into turn 1. And as I wanted to say something, because of Sondre Zerox having his 100th IRL race today, so congrats to this achievement to him from my side. Yeah, great achievement.
Yeah, the GOAT of IRL, if you want to put it like that. As we have Lee on a lap, who's actually locked up. It looks like an actual proper lockup. Usually that's just the game being not so great, but it looked like a genuine lockup, so Lee maybe not as confident on the brakes as he may like to be right now, as he's coming through Sector 2 at the moment. We'll see how he does now through the castle section. And it actually, yeah, I just realised there he did. If you see anyone, you can take them. I think Nino might be the next one. He was very close to Lee. As was Rocco Walsh, maybe? He's actually backing out. So yeah, it looks like Nino is going to be finishing up his lap.
Yeah, Nino's the first guy, I think, obviously, to finish his lap. He's coming down to turn 16. You need to get a good exit there and came too wide. You can maximize your speed through the corners 18 and 19. Obviously a fast chicane, it's easy to take, but obviously with front wheel damage you can also get damage, and the long DRS was activated now. It's only full throttle to the line, and it will be our first benchmark for the derby. It's 138.8 from Nino.
Which of course put him provisionally pole, but Epic beats that straight away, of course, in the Merc as well. He did miss last week, so he beats that by 8/10. As is that Michael Marlowe in third?
Right, Lover crossing the line. Sub third in the house, 141.7. Let's have Tom Jewell, should be the next. Goes up to third of 140.6. As goes Thomas Troupy into third, 139.6. And we have Olive Level, I think. Yeah. Or not? No, I don't. That's one of the runners on this lap.
Looks like some people going quite slow into the castle section. Did you say you were on a lap with someone? I'm just trying to find someone on the lap right now.
Sondre Zerox. On his lap in the McLaren, coming down to turn 16. Got a good exit. Until now it's full throttle to chicane. Will we get a bit of slipstream from Cameron Young, and he's using it.
And he's backed off.
He's backed off. Okay.
Maybe he's looking for mediums instead of softs. You never know,
Maybe.
or maybe he's just looking to get a feel for the track before he goes on for a proper lap. As Ollie Flavel actually setting a purple sector 2. He's coming up to turns 18 and 19 now. Obviously completely flat, no issues there. He's gonna open DRS now, coming up to the line. He was apparently purple in sector 2, so we'll see how he goes. He's currently 13th, and he's gonna go P5. Of course, that Ferrari engine is not gonna help him out on that very long straight, so must have lost time there.
Joel is crossing the line, goes up to third, and Renault 139.6. As JCK should be the next one, and behind him is Quinlan. As JCK completely got his corner, so we should be going on board with Quinlan then. As he's hitting the wall, losing an end plate of his front wing. And
he goes a little wide. He is meant to be purple in sector 2, of course. He is in the Red Bull, so shouldn't be too far away from pole. The Red Bull is very capable, especially in sector 2. So we'll see how he can do now. Up to the line, crossing it, and he's going to go P3. Actually no, 1.3 seconds off.
Yeah, with the front wing damage, so good effort from him there. I think Lee should be the next one. With yellow flag in sector 1. Leading the Williams today. So with the new car allocation system, driver are pretty mixed today, so we just turned the field from the last result and put it in first, second, third in the first, second, third slowest car. So that's a new allocation system to make it a bit more fair and getting a really good championship in the end of the season. But first of all, we got a purple second sector as well. Is now coming through the DRS straight. Ahead of him is this low Renault. Get a little wing, not wing damage, a little switch from him. It's coming across the line to 8th, 141.1. And
there's also a Merc there. That's Luke Baker, and he's gonna put himself P6. Of course, he's a reserve for today. He joined just a little bit before the race and he got in, so that's good for him. And also, I was going to mention there, Shane almost didn't make it. Good for him to make it as well. So Louis Quinlan is not on the lap. It looks like Nino has just started a lap, so we'll pick up him. Just exiting turn 2 there, opening up DRS. Of course, flat out down towards turn 3. It's a very heavy braking zone. You want to kind of stay off that curb because it can mess you up a little bit. Just unsettle your car through turns 4 and now coming up to the 5 and 6. Very tricky to get this exit right. It's all about the exit around here, and it looks like he's actually got that quite well up to 3rd gear on the exit now, coming through the tightest section of the track. And also certainly the most dangerous. People won't be happy if they're seeing cars go around here, but it's all very possible, and we have seen it before in the previous seasons, so don't doubt a safety car around Baku. Coming up to turn 15, cuts the curb to try and gain as much time as possible, but he does scrape the wall on the exit. So it's not going to help him out. Of course, he's 8/10 off the lead right now. I haven't really noticed if he was improving. I didn't really check, unless you have, Tim, but it looks like he's still going for it. He's going to be opening up DRS now as he's got a Mercedes behind him. That is Luke Baker. He'll be coming in after finishing his lap. So he's going to cross the line. He's going to improve by 10. So that's also a Renault behind him, I think. Lewis Curtis is going to just about beat him by 11 hundredths of a second to take P2.
Don Jazara goes up to 7 and dropping now to 8 for 131.7.
And also Rocco Walsh, I just saw going up P5 in the Alfa Romeo. Very good lap considering that Alpha isn't the best out there.
For Miss Williams, 139.2.
And there's another Alfa Romeo there. That's Jared Fosbury setting a 41.0 to put himself P13. And it looks like we're going to be waiting a little bit to get someone else to finish.
Also should be the closest guy. Obviously the fastest man in IRL at the moment. Coming now through turn 18 and 19. That's what is road here. So just driving forward, activating the DRS now. Barry has not a great straight line speed, so it's not good for him at all. But it goes up to second, 138.3.
And it just shows how much time he gained in those first two sectors. That's that are especially sector 2. It's very corner heavy. Going through the castle section, you can see how much time he gained there. If without the power disadvantage, I'd say that would have been an easy pull from Matthew.
Yeah, could be one of the pole challengers. As I think Logan Arendt still in the pit, so he will be going on for one late run. And if he is messing this up, yeah, he could lose his position pole to Matthew Alder. But the only guy on our laps at the moment is I think Joe Hollis and Ollie Clavel. As Joe Hollis now finished his second sector. Coming through turn 18 and 19 now. It's Renault today. Activating DRS now for more PS and speed to cross the line. Goes up to 6:139.3. As Olive Level. Yeah, he's definitely the next one. He's trying his best on the mediums at the moment. But he is in the Haas, who also has not the best riders with Ferrari. It's the same engine. But anyway, if he's not pitting... Yeah, shit, yes, he's pitting the slap. So then, who is the next one? To be Joseph Calvo.
Louis Quinlan, maybe?
Yes, as JSK invalidated his lap.
Oh, he goes really wide. Hasn't actually invalidated.
No invalidation.
He is, of course, going to keep going for it on the softs in the Red Bull. Should be able to challenge now if he's up on his time or not. We only caught him at the very end, so we're not quite sure. Unless you...
Zero ERS.
Ah.
He's pitting.
Seems to be a case of quite a few people right now.
He's already with a new front wing on the way, so maybe he could have improved, so maybe it's just giving another fresh set of softs on. Because I don't know how the strategy around here is. The only guy off track is just heavily invalidated, as are the Renaults.
Yeah, it looks like Joe Hollis has lost fuel, maybe? Or he's purposely... No, he's not. No, he's full throttle. Yeah, that's the loss of fuel right there. So he's going to have to limp back to the pits. He might not be able to get out for another lap. It's going to be very marginal. 2 minutes 55 left.
Yes, Chris Curtis is the next one to start this lap. Taking the rest now. Start this lap now. Working heavily into turn 1.
Oh,
and he slides through turn 1. And he's directly backing off this lap. That was a big slide. great effort from him that he kept it out of the wall.
Yeah, it certainly was. As Rocco Walsh comes out just behind him, he'll probably be saving this whole lap to try and fit another lap in, as we see so many cars now going down this main straight. It's very, very clustered. We'll pick up Rocco Walsh here. You can see how many cars are so close together. Might cause problems at the end of the lap with people backing off and people wanting to go and make overtakes, so could ruin some people's laps if they're not careful. It looks like Rocco Walsh is in a good position as he's in front of this whole train. I haven't really got a look at who's second. No, I think it was a Renault.
And Tom Jewell are ahead of him, of Rocco. Tom Jewell is the first guy to start a lap.
Yes, Thomas Tropes, and I was right, it was a Renault. It's not Joe Hollis though. Looks like Lewis Curtis leading this train. Thomas is going to have to back off now, and then we're going to see exactly what I said, as you see so many people backing off. Their Red Bull and AlphaTauri going to the left to try and back off and get a clean lap in. They have a minute left, so they should have enough time, but eventually they will all have to go. So you see Louis Cunningham as well. He's going to start his lap. The AlphaTauri behind him, I think that might be Brandon Glover. He's going to start just behind him, so that might cause problems for him. He's going to have some slipstream, of course. It's looking like Tom Jewell is going to be the first one, so we'll pick up him. Ahead of Sondre as well. He's going to be down in 9th, so we'll see where Tom can put himself in the Ferrari. Of course, Matthews put his Ferrari in second, but not always going to be the same case, of course. Cars are going to be very shuffled for a little bit, as that is the point of FP, that it's nice and mixed up. As yeah, a few people retiring now.
Tom Jewell is on the way to the classic section. He gets through pretty good, and he has now on turn 11 and 12. Now it's really double left, triple left under on 13, 14, and 15 now. Came close to the wall, but didn't touch it. It's coming to turn 16 now. Maximizing the exit here to get most of the speed out of the corner. And it's only full throttle to 9, 18 and 19. Of course, this little mini turn is turn 20, as it's only can activate the rest now. And holding the throttle to the maximum until it crosses the line.
And he improves just a little bit. Sondre Sorog down in 10th. He's not going to be improving. I think that's Rocco Walsh next across the line. He's going to put himself up into P5. Thomas Tropes is in the Williams. I'm not sure if he's going to improve by much. He's going to improve home position, knocking Rocco off that P5 now.
All up to 11th. Cameron Young taking his first lap now. Up to 5th. Where's Mattiolo? Mattiolo has
he's crossed the line. He hasn't been able to improve to pole. Looks like Logan Around is finished for the day. Brandon Glover now. He has no wing. He's not going to be improving anyway. That's unfortunate for him. And it looks like that's all we're waiting on now. So Brandon and Logan are going to retire, and then that will be our grid as he's going to cross the line. He weaves across the line, but he's certainly not happy about P14. I can't imagine he would be. Of course, he will get a free choice of tyres, so I guess that is something nice to think about, as himself and Ollie in the Haas after both of them getting on the podium last week, as far as I remember.
Retire. He's driving to the pits. Anyway, Logan backed off his...
there we go.
Yeah, he retires. Logan backed off in his lap as Mattiolo was crossing the line and not going on to provisional pole. So anyway, Logan is in pole, but it's no surprise because of he's in Merc.
So, of course, our grid for today then: Logan Arund taking pole, by 1.5 tenths over Matthew Alder in second in the Ferrari. Very good lap from him, considering that Ferrari's straight line speed. In sector 3, Nino Romanello in third, Lewis Curtis fourth, Cameron Young puts his Red Bull up into fifth, Thomas Tropy's a very good showing in the Williams in sixth, Rocco Walsh in seventh, Joe Hollis eighth, Louis Quinlan ninth, followed by Tom, Jose, Sondre, Ollie, Brandon, Luke Baker, Michael Marlowe, Jared, Lee and Shane in 19th. Just about got that. It is Michael Marlowe, right? Into the barrier?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay then, maybe like last week, a bit of rain.
Could shake things up for sure.
It's dry anyway.
Yeah, and I think if it was going to rain later on, we would have seen some of the top 10 on the mediums, or a lot more people qualifying on the mediums, but people didn't quite do that. So I think it's going to be dry throughout, based on the tires that people chose.
Yeah, Lucas in the chat saying hello. Here it comes.
Oh, hello.
Good luck for the race.
Yeah, I was going to say, certainly good luck.
So we're starting in 17 seconds, the formation lap.
Also, we've got 10 viewers as well, which is quite nice, so hello to everyone. Feel free to comment. We will have a look occasionally to see what you're saying, and any race predictions as well would be quite interesting. Speaking of race predictions, what would you say your top 3 is, Tim?
It's definitely interesting after this qualifying, like Fiorello showed his pace in Ferrari. I think I'm deciding between him and Logan for the win. I will go with Matthew winning the race ahead of Logan now round. And who could be in third? I'm going third with Nino Romanello.
I am going to go the reverse top 2 and say Logan will win ahead of Matthew Alder. I think obviously Matthew is quick, but I don't think that Ferrari is going to allow him to really make an overtake on a Merc. So I think he'll kind of be hindered by that, and he'll come home second. And then I'm going to put Cameron Young in third. He is quick, he is in a Red Bull, so I think he could come through and grab that P3.
Okay, as out of the top 10, most of the drivers are on hards, but a few guys are already on mediums. It's a missed vision of strategy. Maybe it pops up a second time we can talk about.
Paco saying only result we accept here is a win from the Waddle Hog.
Yeah, sort of. Okay, then I'm changing it. I'm saying Sondre Zora will win ahead of Matthew Alder and Logan Arons. As you have to predict a bit of strategy, it's a 1-stop soft to hard or 2-stop soft to medium. Maybe the guys who are on medium at the moment are going to the reverse strategy, medium soft or just medium hard.
Yeah, I think it'll be medium hard, but it'll be interesting for the hard runners if there's an early safety car. Maybe if it's at the right time, they could go medium to the end and have a slightly better strategy while not hindering themselves too much. Of course, it will have to be well timed. I don't think he could do a medium from the get-go. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, we'll go to the front, and we luckily do have a nice camera angle as we wait for everyone to line up for round 2 here at FP. Logan Arund has the advantage right now on the right side, of course, so you may have to cover off Matthew Alder. Of course, Matthew has been known for pretty good starts, as we have 1, 2, 3, 4 5 red lights for round 2 at Azerbaijan, and it's lights out and away we go. And already we can see Logan Arund has actually got a good start, as Cameron Young has got a good start. He's up into P3 now, getting pressured by the Alpha Tower. It looks like he has just about made that move as everyone's out of place, as Cameron Young has hit the wall. Has he got damage? I'm not sure. He is under pressure from Nino, who drops from P3. Nino is going to have a look at him going into turn 3, but he's not actually going to be making any moves as everyone funnels through, as there's a Louis Quinlan also going around the outside of turn 5 between him and Joe Hollis. Joe Hollis, I'm not sure where he started. He must have been in the top 10 starting on softs, so he hasn't had the best of getaways as he's funnels into what I think is P9 as everything sorts itself out, all the gaps. So Logan leads ahead of Matthew Alder. Cameron Young with a very good start, up 2 positions. Nino dropping to 4th, and Lewis Curtis sticking...
Oh, Tom Jewell spawned in the castle. I was saying that he's overtaking someone ahead of the castle. He made a move, but he was already too late on the brakes and just slammed into the wall. As I wanted to say that it was pretty clean for start on Azerbaijan at the back of the field, but however Tom Jewell got front wing damage and it's a VSC.
Yeah, and that might not be able to help Tom enough as well, because he has quite a long way to go to get to that pit lane. So unfortunate for him. He'll be hoping for another safety car by the end of this race, because as we see, back to green now as Logan Arund has a 1.4 second gap over Matthew Walder. Cameron Young not looking too far away. Of course, both of these engines, I think the Honda must be better. Or you would think it at least. I don't know if that's true.
Go side by side through turn 2 and look back off a bit to get no damage from that away. He's coming back in the slipstream, he's trying to defending lines to block us around the outside, but there's not enough space for him. Back up for the moment.
Unfortunately, I couldn't actually find the battle that you were saying there, so I couldn't quite catch it, unfortunately, as the top 10 are going everywhere right now, which is great. Yeah. But it looks actually the people who start on softs are kind of holding positions, so they'll be happy that the medium runners haven't got on the back of them. Of course, JCK is on the back of Joe. He's the last of the soft runners, so he'll be hoping that he can keep him behind a little bit longer so he can go to his pit stop. I think the pit stops around here for softs are around lap 7, so we should be seeing people come in around there, as Joe Hollis hasn't actually had a great exit, as Jose is going to try and go down the inside into the start of sector 3, side by side through what will be 18 and 19, the racing point of course on the inside, and he is actually going to make that move, but is he going to be able to keep it now as Joe Hollis is going to be in the slipstream? I don't think JCK is going to benefit from any DRS, as Hollis is going to go to the outside for turn 1, and he is going to get that move done, unless Jose is going to go for a dive. He's not, he's going to slot in behind and try again. Joe Hollis keeping that position. Nice defending from Joe there. As Lee Kelly's in as well, so he must have had damage then. As I think we're seeing Jose Carlo going back down the inside now. Hollis isn't going to be able to be in as good as a position to defend, and this time Jose is going to get it on the mediums, and you would expect Jose being on the mediums compared to Hollis's softs that he is going to be able to pull away now. As you can see, he has got quite a bit more grip. You can see through the corners that he's just having a little easier over time now.
Mike Marlowe's out. I think he retired in the pits.
Yeah, it looks like he did. So we shouldn't be seeing any safety cars from that, as Louis Quinlan's getting close to the back of Thomas and Cameron. Cameron has actually dropped down to P5. Has he got damage? Maybe he did get damage off that turn 2 incident then.
Yeah, nearly. Oh, what an incident! Oh god. Look, when I get no wing damage from that.
Yeah, it looks like
But anyway,
Thomas is trying to go down the inside of Cameron. Cameron wasn't having any of it. It was an awkward corner to go down the inside of. Cameron keeps his position for now, but he's going to have to pit it, of course. He's on the soft as well. So it shouldn't hinder him too much as he gets more wing damage now. Rocco Walsh is going to go through, and it looks like Thomas is finally going to be able to get the position that he tried to get. Of course, now he's 2 positions behind where he would have wanted to be. Rocco Walsh is going to try and go down the inside. Now we'll get a view from Thomas from behind. Thomas might go deep into the corner to try and go around the outside, but no, he's going to stick behind Louis Quinlan. Rocco Walsh gaining 2 positions there, I'm pretty sure, in that little section of track. So he's on a bit of a roll right now up into P5. But he's got 4.3 seconds to catch to the guys in front.
Yours is in play at the moment, as JCK is coming into this battle on his mediums. So maybe it's just sticking it behind them, waiting until they're going for the pit stops. But maybe he's going for 1 or 2 moves anyway, and getting the time loss. I don't know. Not so big as it could be. The software should go slowly and steady off.
Yeah, I just saw it looks like Nino is actually very close to the back of Lewis Curtis, and Lewis Curtis has got a little bit of a puddle going out of turn 12, and he is going to be on the back foot. Nino is going to close up, but he's not going to be able to get close enough. Lewis gets damage.
Yeah, he bumped over this curb and was directly nearly flying into the wall. It's a really tricky corner anyway because the curb is so high there. It's like a sausage curb anyway. Yeah, I got front wing damage from that. He should just go into the pits and to make the dive from Romanello's unnecessary.
Yeah, and it looks like Nino's going to get that as Lewis is going to come into the pits now. Lap 5 compared to lap 7 isn't too bad. He should be able to take hards to the end as now Nino has been kind of let free now. A little bit of free air. He's got nothing to worry about from behind. Rocco Walsh still has Louis Quinlan on his tail. Of course, he is pulling away a little bit in that Alfa Romeo. And of course, Thomas in the Williams doing a great job to be this close to Louis.
Cameron Young got specific penalty. Look at this, look at your left screen. It's a penalty flag next to Cameron Young's name.
Is there any way we can... Oh, yeah. If you go to detail, there's after tire you can see penalties, and that is a 3-second penalty that he has. So, yeah. I heard that commentators could see it, but I wasn't sure how it worked. That is actually pretty nifty.
Maybe if the update from this week was coming into the game. But it's pretty nice strategy. Battle
for P5. Thomas got a little bit of a run on Louis. Of course, Louis making a similar mistake to Lewis Curtis a few laps ago that cost him in the long run because it meant he was in a fight he probably would have rather not to have been in, as there's a virtual safety car. Cameron Young out.
Cameron Young's out, yeah.
I was gonna say this might allow Matthew to get an undercut, but Logan Aaron was in the right part of the track at the right time, so everyone's going to take this opportunity to pit now. It is a no-brainer. Some people at the back might not be able to get as much benefit from the virtual safety car as they maybe would have liked. As we can see, a Red Bull staying out there. That's Louis Quinlan on the softs. That is an interesting strategy call from him. Most people pitting now.
Look at what he got. Speeding under the VSC. Drive-through penalty. Oh god.
It actually says DT as well. That is, if you look at the thing, it says DT for drive-through. So it is actually, it does tell you as it is. As I think Jose just made a move on Louis. I think we missed that, getting a little too interested in the penalty system, which is a very nice system, I won't lie.
It's a very nice thing, but Codemaster is doing his time into things like this were pretty good, but not getting this timing back at the start of every race. They're not getting this fixed anyway. I don't know what to say about this, but yeah, it's Codemaster, so They're doing a pretty good job. I think this should be fixed very soon.
As you can see, an absolute train behind Matthew Alder. Matthew Alder and Sondre actually, looks like Sondre hasn't pit. He started on those hards. The two, actually forget their team name, but they are teammates. So I do know that much. Running 5th and 6th, so looking good for them in terms of the constructors.
Thunder from down under.
Oh yeah, that was it. Oh, Logan Arund! I just about caught that. No. He went into the back of I think he might have been fighting with Louis Quinlan or something. Louis just got a 5-second pen from that. Clearly, Logan Arund had a better run and went into the back, or maybe just hit the wall on his own accord. I'm not sure. Maybe he hit the curb or something happened anyway. For him to go into the wall.
Bad for Logan.
And a full safety car, of course.
Yeah, and Matthew Alder is the lucky winner out of this, because of he's now the leading man at the moment. He was the whole time behind Logan, but he wasn't able to catch him and going into the lead. Now that's really unfortunate for Logan. He missed last week's race because of private things, and now this week's getting the Merc. That was missing last week's race. He was doing well, and then crashing out. That I feel very bad for him. But
yeah,
anyway,
he just can't catch a break right now. Hopefully he can come back, of course, next week. I think that would put him in a racing point, maybe. Is that the 3rd quickest? I'm not sure. Being 17th.
Oh, yes, you said it.
Oh, well, I guess we'll see anyway. What we can say is Matthew Alder is leading this race right now. Ahead of Brandon Glover, who hasn't pit. Sondre Sorhag, interestingly, on mediums. A few people actually on mediums.
Is Olive Lever got 15 time penalty for a collision with Louis Quinlan or anyone else? I don't know what happened there. It could be one of the bugs.
We see someone commenting there. Yeah, it is Logan. He says that he had an incident with the red button. That's why he crashed out. I don't think we should commentate on it, but
just send it to the
or comment on it, but yeah.
I didn't saw the incident. Yeah. Anyway, it's unfortunate for Logan. As I said already, he's got a Merc today to get his lost points from last week into this race. Or after this retirement, very unfortunate for him.
There's Louis Quinlan in the pits again.
He was crashing in the pits.
Did he crash? Or did he try?
He touched the wall and he lost his front wing. Nearly completely.
Did it look like a mistake just going in the pits then?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe having a second go into this one. I don't
taking an extra pit stop. That's gonna demote him down to P15, just ahead of Tom Jules, who I'm pretty sure still has that drive through. He does have to serve it. He can't serve it under a safety car, of course, so he's gonna have to wait for the end and probably serve it the minute that it ends. So that is a very bad situation for him.
And you can't drive through alongside the safety car. But anyway, you'll make all the leading ahead of Brandon Glover.
Could be a bit of an underdog right at the end of this race. Of course, he'll be able to pit onto fresher tyres. You'll have a lot of overtaking to do because there's no one really on the same strategy as him. He's kind of him and Jared are the two who are sticking with the hards. Everyone else pit again. Sondre, of course, starting on the hards. He had to go mediums. It looks like he's gonna have to pit again. along with Joe and Luke Baker. So those will have to pit again. All the hard runners will get to stay out. So we might see people coming back right at the end. As is that is for little. I keep saying that Nino Romanello. He went into the back of Brandon Glover. Brandon gets a 5-second penalty. In turn 15, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, could be.
So Nino's gonna have to most likely pit.
It's Matthew Alders now, the pace controller. Because the safety car's coming in this lap.
Yeah, Matthew controlling the pace now. Brandon Glover right up the back of him. He looks hungry to take this lead off of Matthew. Of course, he doesn't have to do anything until the start-finish line, so he can keep it as slow as he wants. We'll see when he decides to bolt now. And he is going now as well. Brandon didn't get as good as a restart. It looks like Matthew caught him a little bit off guard, so Matthew's going to keep that position into turn 1. It looks like a Renault's trying to go down the inside of someone in the back. 4 wide almost. As Louis Quinlan comes out on top, he gets the better of Sondre Sorog, who's trying to come back at him on the mediums. Now he's on the inside. He is trying to get a better exit. It looks like pretty equal as they've kind of pulled away from Lewis Curtis in the Renault. Sondre Sorog on the mediums, he should be able to have a little bit more grip, but it looks like he's backed out and he's actually going to go right down the inside, trying to get that P10 back from Louis, and it's not going to work out. Louis in the Red Bull could have made potentially, I guess, 2, maybe 3 man overtake. Looking at how they were 4 wide almost going into turn 1.
Joe Hawley going for it through the chicane, but Joe, yeah, defended his position for reverse. What is going on at the back? Heroics into the castle. Like to include it. Anyway, it was a good overtake, but it was better. Yes, Matthew Alder holding out the gap. What a surprise. As
yeah, just the GOAT, really. Just alien behaviour. Only 2 laps, he's got almost a 3-second gap, so he's been flying. Of course, Brandon has had a little bit worn tyres, as we see Jose Carlo actually getting a run on Rocco Walsh here for P3. And he's going to go down the inside of turn 1. Rocco Walsh is going to try and hang it around the outside, but he's not able to get the grip around the outside, and Jose Carlo's going to go up into P3 now. So it looks like after the safety car restart, he's looking in a very good position. He's chasing after Brandon Glover now on 9-lap-old hard tires. He's going to have to pit again as well. Along with it, he's got that 5-second penalty that he got for that incident with Nino. I think he was in front, of course. He won't. No, he actually will have to serve as well.
There's an incident between Sondre Sorog and Lewis Curtis. I don't know if it was Sondre Sorog, but I'm pretty sure because he was a guy who was directly behind him. He tapped, and it looks like he tapped in from behind, but I'm not sure if it was Sondre Sorog. But as I said already, he was the guy who was close to Lewis Curtis. But Lewis Curtis got, I think, no wing back from that. No, that's big for him. Yes. To battle for P2 is still on the way. That's a 4-way battle. This JSK should have the best car in this.
It looks like Brandon. Oh no, this is Jose actually making gains on Brandon, is what I should say. Going through the final few corners now, flat out. He's going to look for the outside of turn 1, but it looks like he might be able to have this done just before the corner. He had most of it done with Rocco Walsh. Rocco is going to come as well into turn 1. He's not going to be close enough as Brandon Glover uses a little bit of ERS, it looks like, at the end of the straight to try and hold on, but Jose is, as he said, he's going to get a switchback into turn 2. He's going to have the inside line, and it looks like he's going to be able to squeeze Brandon out as Rocco Walsh gets a little bit of a tank slapper. Lewis is going to get through for P4 as well. Jose, it looks like he has that
Yes.
move. I should have said Joe in the Renault. I mixed up the two Renaults. Joe, getting a good run. It doesn't look like it's enough to get past Brandon Glover. Brandon Glover really struggling now as he defends to the inside. I said that moves might have been done through here, but it's going to be really tight and difficult as he's looking for around the outside. Brandon squeezes him out and makes sure that he can't make that overtake, as Rocco Walsh now looks for a move down the inside of Joe Hollis, but he can't make it work into the castle section. So Joe Hollis is going to keep P4. Brandon just about holds on to P3. Nice defending from Bran. Of course, he couldn't hold off Jose Di Carlo, who's now up to P2. Matthew Walder, by the way, 6-second gap.
Oh, Sandra. He spun in the castle.
And a full safety car.
Safety car.
As he reverses. He reverses out of the castle section.
Andre. Come on.
Tom got another. How did he get a second? Oh, Tom. Oh, Tom. Another safety car then. So Matthew Waller, of course, he's made quite the lead for himself. That's going to disappear. Some people on the mediums, I mean, and Brandon Glover as well, should be able to pit now, and it looks like they are all going to be boxing to get rid of those old tyres and go to the end now. Luke Baker, interestingly, staying out on those mediums. He's not going to be able to take them to the end, so he trusts in making another stop and making back the time on fresh tyres. He is in the Mercedes, so of course that is going to help out his cause at least, with a little bit of a pace advantage, especially in Sector 3 down that straight. So looking like Tom, Thomas, Sandre and Ollie and Bran all pitting there. Joe as well, he's come out just behind Nino in 11th. So wait, Tom's not actually pitting, he's just served his drive-through, didn't he? Or did he?
Sorry that was
no, he
wrong,
can't.
But how can that happen 2 times in a race? How? Tell me how.
You would think that you learned your lesson the first time, but Tom didn't, and he got slapped with another one.
Yeah, the thing is, anyway, it's not good for it on this first race. Yeah, but 2 times in the race getting this penalty for doing the same mistake. Yeah, that's... I leave no comment on that anymore. I'm sorry that I was wrong, it wasn't correct from my side, but yeah. It's just untrue.
Now will we be able to see Jose maybe get a good run on Matthew? The safety car should be in the next lap. Of course, some people trying to catch up after making pit stops as well. Jose did look on a bit of a charge, getting past, I think, of course it was Brandon, someone else was in that train as well who we passed. Rocco Walsh as well, passing Rocco and Bran to get up to P2 now. He can see the lead, he is right behind it. He is looking hungry with those overtakes, and his Mercedes engine certainly is going to help him out with an overtake if it comes to it. So Matthew is going to have quite a good restart if he wants to keep that P1.
As safety car is out at the moment, we could shine into position changes, as the biggest gainer at the moment is Shane Clare, with gaining 13 positions since lap 1. It's directly followed by Jared Fosbury, who is sitting at the moment in P5, gaining 12 positions. After this came Lee, getting 10, and JCK, then in P2 at the moment, gaining 9, so he started 11th, if I'm right. So, yeah, good drive from him.
Yeah, quite a good drive, and it doesn't look like he's showing any signs of stopping right now. We'll see how he deals with the safety car restart. Of course, he's going up against Matthew Walder. Never an easy challenge. It doesn't matter what car you put Matthew in. He's never easy to just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to beat Matthew, because he's Matthew Walder. So, you know, 3-time champ in a row, back-to-back champion in F1. So, he's a very difficult opponent, as I'm sure some people over the seasons in F1 will tell you.
Someone, yeah, some. I don't know if he's doing that for purpose to entertain us, but I don't know what he's doing. He's spinning again, or spinning the first time? No, it was the second time. And the castle. As the safety car is coming in this lap, 20 minutes bit. As there's still 13 laps to go, 14. No 13. Enough time for JCK to stay in the years of Fiodor.
Do you want to actually point out while we have it that the whole grid is in a Ferrari sandwich right now?
Yeah. As we're waiting until the restart. And Fiodor again controlling the pace. He's waiting and waiting.
Jose really trying to get a good restart. He was going to want this as Matthew does actually get away well, and Morocco Walsh might be able to go down the inside into turn 1. We see Louis Quinlan in the Red Bull also having a look. It looks like they've gotten through quite well. Rocco is on the inside of Jose now. Into turn 2, they're still side by side, and it looks like Jose is going to get squeezed out as he hits the wall as well. It might allow Louis in the Red Bull. Of course, he's on fresh tire. He's not actually on. Yeah, he is. He is on fresh tires. He pit recently. Yeah, he got passed out of turn 2. Rocco Walsh.
Yeah.
Oh, is that 3 wide in the background? I see. Nino, Lewis, and Lee getting very close to each other. Looks like Lewis is still trying to go around the outside to have the inside for the next corner, but he's not going to be able to make it work as Nino on fresher mediums.
Jared, and our level is okay. Oh,
yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to say Jose just getting passed again by Louis Quinlan there, down into turn 7. It looks like Louis went for a dive and it worked out. He was the one who didn't back out in the castle section. It's a lot of trust that you put into drivers that one person will back out and the other one will keep going. Because if you both back out, you'll still be side by side. If you both don't, then you're still going to be side by side and a crash might happen. So it is a lot of trust that you put into drivers. As Nino now is next to get past Jose. Did look like he was on a charge. Jose before the safety car as Brandon Glover leaves the session. Hopefully he'll be able to get back, but we are on board with Nino Romanello now going into turn 1, trying to go for a move on Jose. It looks like Jose actually has damage. That's why he's not got as much pace. I'm sorry, I should try and listen. I'm sorry for not hearing that, but
why is that pitting? It's missing his whole end plate.
Yeah, and Lewis Curtis is going to be next up to try and make a move then, as I think, is that Ollie making a move on Jared Fosbury into turn 2 maybe?
Yeah.
They were side by side. Of course, Ollie coming out on top. He's got much fresher mediums. Jared really committing to this hard strategy. He didn't actually pit on the second safety car, interestingly. We'll see Brand now behind him. He'll most likely be making a move soon if he can get back in the lobby. He's still a ghost car, so he'll be losing time, if anything, for the moment.
Yeah, so I'm lagging through the last lap. It's surprised that he lagged out. I don't know if he has another invite, but there should have seen enough. As Tom Trudel is writing me in the Discord, I hope you're enjoying this shitossery.
Well, yeah, I think we might be enjoying it a little more than you. We'll say that, Tom. As he has actually got the service drive soon now, so we'll be able to get on with it a little more. Louis Quinlan in the Red Bull, he's in the DRS of Rocco Walsh. Of course, Matthew has got another massive gap. He's 3 seconds in the lead, so you can see
Sandra Sorrox going for a move on Lee. Give him screen time. His overtake's already done, but he tries to stay in the slipstream to make a counter move from turn 1, but he wasn't be able to. As Andres Minos are really working hard for him. He's just looking like he has the pace.
And it looks like he might be able to take them to the end as well. 13 laps on those mediums. It sounds like I'm not completely sure on the tire life around here, but
he's only 8 seconds behind Matthew Alder. Could we see Sandra winning today?
Oh, I mean, Paco said he wants only the Puddlehaug to win.
I want it as well.
Yeah, I think everyone would want to see a Puddlehaug win. It's been a while since I don't actually remember the last time I seen him win. Of course, I wasn't here as long as some other people, so I think other people might have some more strong memories of Sondre being able to be right up there. He is in 7th right now on the mediums, as he said. Not looking too shabby as he recently got past Lee Kelly, chasing after Jose now, who's really just dropped since that safety car restart with that damage as well.
He already gained nearly 1 second in this lap until we started following him. So yeah, maybe he could be.
And Louis Quinlan is right on the back of Rocco Walsh, and he's got so much more overspeed. He hasn't even got DRS activated yet, and he's going to make that move up into P3. Nino's now going to go through. Has he got, like, must be using lean or something, because both of them got past him. He loses 2 positions in the straight alone. Lewis Curtis not too far off this train either. He might be getting involved quite soon. Of course, that Ferrari engine not helping Rocco out in that Alfa Romeo. As could we see Nino now maybe go for a move on Louis? He's closing up into turn 3, and he's going to stay behind as Louis loses the back end. Doesn't look like it was enough for Nino to capitalize on anything.
Side by side, into turn 3. Ollie is ahead. Can maybe Lee counter him? No, he can't. Good move from Ollie there. So we can go back to the between Nino and Louis.
Yeah, Nino right up the back of Louis Quinn. Looks a bit similar to Rocco being in 3rd and Louis being Rocco being 2nd and Louis being right at the back of him. Nino's similarly right at the back of Louis now, so we might be seeing a similar move. Maybe not as early as Louis made his move though. Before the DRS, he pretty much had the whole overtake finished as Lewis closes up to this train. So we've got a 4-car battle now for P2 as Matthew keeps extending his advantage at the top, 3.8 seconds. But you can see now Nino is going to be using a little bit of overtake now. He's going to be right at the back of him. He's going to activate DRS in a second to try and get that last bit of overspeed that he needs. Louis is going to defend to the inside. Nino's going to look to the outside for turn 1. It looks like they're very equal on top speed. Nino is pulling just a little bit. He's going to try and hang it around the outside. Louis defends quite nicely as Louis gets a little bit of a bad exit. Nino's going to get a switch back, and they've touched, and Louis almost spins around. Rocco might be able to capitalise on this. He is going to capitalise on this. He gets slipstream from Nino. Is he going to be able to go down the inside maybe of Nino and get a double overtake, take back what he thinks is rightfully his as Louis goes very deep. He just about makes it work though. He's going to be on the inside for turn 4, and he's going to squeeze out that off as Lewis now is getting past Rocco. So every time Rocco tries to make a move now, he just loses more positions. Down to P5.
Is coming into this little game there, as he was passing Jessica on the sub finish thread, and now it's coming into play. Maybe a podium for Sondra there, and it's 100 race.
Yeah, and he has now got DRS to help him close up that last little bit that he needs. He was already closing before, so his pace alone seems pretty good on those mediums.
Yeah, he's fighting through the lap after the DRS threads helped Sondra to gain so much seconds out of them that he's now at the DRS window, and he has the fastest tire in this side.
Yeah, I just noticed Nino on a little more worn mediums compared to Sondre. Despite it though, he has actually broken DRS now in that lap, 1.2 seconds out of Louis Quinlan. He's going to be able to push on a bit. It looks like he is closing at least in the straight, as you would expect.
Closing on Rocco.
As is Lewis on Louis. Lewis makes the move up into P3 now for Lewis Curtis. Sondre can't make that move quite yet, but you would be expecting it though, because Rocco hasn't been having the best few laps. He's just been getting overtaken quite a bit as Jose retires in the pit lane, I think, there. So he calls it a day. But Sondre Sorag now, in his 100th Grand Prix, is going to go down the inside of Rocco Walsh and take P5. So could we see him maybe get a podium in his 100th race? It would be amazing to see. He can see the podium now. Louis and Lewis are the only people standing in his way. He's on fresher tyres right now, also on the quicker tyre. So we could see moves being made, but he's going to have to break that DRS though. Nino already done that. So he's going to have to try and get past Lewis and then leave them behind, maybe back them back up into Rocco Walsh. Try and get Rocco back into the fight to try and help him out, as we saw Louis go a little bit wide there, getting very, very close to Lewis Curtis there, as Lewis gets much better exit now. 7/10 the gap. Sondre closing on both of them, all the while Rocco kind of following through. Coming through.
Lost an end plate. Louis lost an end plate after the exit of turn 15. It should be.
And that's not going to help him. You can we'll go on board with him through these two corners. If you do it with wing damage, it's just so much less grips that you have to work with. As we'll see, Rocco, I don't think he'll be closing up on Sondre enough on this straight. He's 6/10 back. He's closing just a little bit, and then losing again. So it looks pretty equal between them. He's not going to be able to make a move, and now you can see Sondre right at the back of Louis Quinlan. He's looking for a P4 now. He's really on a charge, so I think everyone would be rooting for Sondre right now. If you're watching the stream, he activates DRS. You would expect him to be able to make a move soon.
Yeah, Sondre would be not Sondre if there was a possibility of bottle, but so Sondre, if you listen to me, just chill out and get it easy, clean and easy.
Yeah, there is a long straight waiting for you to get past Louis at least. As I see some comments in the stream, I wouldn't put it past that that's some support for Sondre coming in.
It's support for Luke.
Oh, okay. I don't actually have the stream up right now. I'll get it back up now.
Yeah, support from Luke.
Yeah, Kylie cheering on Luke Baker. He is currently running in P4 on the softs. Looks like he might be able to pick up some points if penalties become a factor. As we can see now, Sondre Sorog closing up on Louis Quinlan now. Of course, Louis with damage. He hasn't pit. It looks like he might be trying to take this to the end. Lap 20 out of 26, as he said. Yeah, he's that must be the understeers. Lewis gets a 3-second penalty, and Sondre is within that window. If he can make a move on Louis Quinlan, he'll be putting himself in the position for a podium place in his 100th Grand Prix. As now Sondre closes up to Louis Quinlan. He's going to go on the back for slipstream, run up the DRS flap. He's going to be looking to the outside. Louis defends for all his life, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Sondre Sorog goes through to take P4, and he's within that 3-second gap, as I said before, to take a P3 in his 100th Grand Prix in IRL.
You need to bring that to the line and within these 3 seconds. But if he's still going what he's at the moment doing, he's on a charge, and his mediums are way better than Louis mediums and Louis hards. Louis hards are 5 lap older, and I think it should be 14 slow per lap. So yeah.
There is I just saw Jared finally pitting. It looks like he's gonna come out like P11 now, behind Luke Baker. Tom Jewell looks like went through as well. So he must have, actually, yeah, he's actually right behind Luke Baker. That's what happened there. So, Jared's going to have a little bit of work to do to get back past and get into some points-paying positions. As we see, Sondre Sorog No damage from Lewis either, so this is pure pace from Sondre. The Renault and the McLaren, as far as I know, they are at least pretty similar on pace. The Renault might be quicker. I'm not going to say that for fact, but
McLaren's a bit slower, but not that much. But Lewis gets another help from the DRS of Nino Romanelli. What is happening to Nino? Yes,
he's got damage.
He's got damage.
So could we be? Oh, if Sondre can
see it's Sondre P2,
and that would mean a 1-2 for Thunder from down under. And Nino gets a penalty as well.
Yeah.
So now Sondre's put himself in a position where he's going to get P2 if he can stay here. Louis Quinlan's dropped out of Sondre's DRS, and he's going to be holding up Rocco a little bit. Rocco should be getting past him soon, but it doesn't look like Rocco has the pace to close back up to Sondre. Sondre now within P2 in his 100th Grand Prix, and even if one of them gets away, you would expect him at least to be getting past Nino. Nino with damage now. I'm not going to say it for a fact, but I think that might be from turn, I think it was 15. That left-hander where they all get up on the curb to try and gain time. It is a little bit of a risk, because if you take it wrong, you can lose the rear end and get some damage. We have seen that happen earlier in this race. Both of them, of course, now running with penalties as well. Sondre putting himself where he needs to be to take a P3. He's about to take a P3 on track now.
Yes.
And Nino gets more damage.
Gets another damage to his front wing.
And he's must be getting a better exit now. Sondre Sorog is going to be right up the back of Nino Romanello. He's going to be in the slipstream as well. He's going to be gaining time as Nino loses a little bit from that wing damage through the fast left and right. He's going to open up DRS now. He's got a little bit... Oh, on a virtual safety car. But it won't matter to Sondre. He's still going to take that P3.
That's one of... No touch. Again in the castle.
Tom is not having a great day in that Ferrari. Down at 14. Joe takes a drive-through. This time it's not Tom, at least.
Yeah, it's now time to Sondre to recharge his battery a bit even more, and then pushing dog to last few laps.
2.6 and now the gap between Lewis and Sondre. I can't really tell if Sondre's catching anymore. I do hope he is. Regardless, he is where he needs to be for now, being 2.6 seconds off. The straight line speed of these two cars are pretty damn similar, of course, being the same engine in both of the cars, so you won't really be able to gain too much. Of course, Sondre does have a little bit more ERS to use for now, as Brandon makes up some places.
Okay, he has no wing damage, it looks like. But Sondre's just need to get in, but still
2.4, 2.3 seconds the gap now. So it looks like Sondre is catching, and that may have been because of Lewis's mistake, but regardless, I don't really care how he's catching. I just want him to catch to make sure he gets this P2. By the way, Matthew Walder 5.6 seconds out in the lead. He's got no pens or anything, so he's looking comfortable in that lead. Exiting turn 2 now as Lewis exits turn 1 simultaneously there. So they are on the same bit of track, but Matthew looks comfortable.
Yeah, Matthew is at the moment just chilling his eggs and driving a few laps until the end of the race. Because of after the last safety car, nearly nobody was near of him or behind him. They can maybe have a danger, but yeah, anyway, it's just Matthew, so yeah, it's no surprise.
And Shane sets the fastest lap of the race. He is in 9th, so he will actually take an extra point. as long as he can keep it. He does have a penalty of 3 seconds. So actually, as of right now, he'll drop to P11, so he won't be able to get that extra point. But he should be able to pull a gap on Lee Kelly. Of course, Lee on 19 lap old hards. So he's going to be bringing that to the end, but he's going to be very slow.
Should be Lee. Yeah, it's not Lee. It was Lee. As Sandra still in this window where he needs to be to get P2 at the end of the race. He is on the podium, so at the moment we're having
and it looks like Lewis has used a lot of his ERS there. He's down to 25. Sondre equally using quite a bit of ERS. He's down to around 50, not using quite as much. As you can see, Louis actually fight for P4. Louis is down to pretty much nothing. Rocco had just a little bit more ERS, and he's going to go around the outside. Louis tries to go for a move, very ambitious, and he's going to still hang it in the inside for turn 2. He's going to go very deep and squeeze him out, so he keeps that position as Nino Romanello, after pitting, he sets the fast lap on fresh soft tires. He's down in P6, 10 seconds off this battle. He's not going to be getting any more positions, but doesn't look like he'll lose anything to Ollie. 11 seconds between them, so looks like Nino's in a comfortable P6 right now. But this fight for P4 is not over. Neither of them have damage. Of course, Louis is on 2-lap fresher tires, but also has end plate damage, which is why Rocco's so close to him right now. So we could be seeing a move from him, as Sondre 2.4 seconds off. Still within that window. It's almost only a lap left. So hopefully you'll be able to stay in that now.
He has a lot of ERS, so... Yes, Lewis has already managed his ERS a bit higher up, so... Sondre just need to stay for another lap in the steerers window, and then he will grab P2 in this race. I get next week into the Williams. Oh no, it would be the Haas. So, yeah.
2.3 as he uses lots of his ERS now. They're pretty equal, around 40% going through turn 1 for both of them. 2.3 as is that damage from Lewis? That is damage from Lewis. Out of the exit of turn 1, Lewis hit the wall, so now Sondre is going to be able to close up a little more. Could he actually make it on track? It would be amazing if he made it on track. 1.5 seconds separating them now. Looks like Louis really is struggling. He's on 18-lap-old hards compared to Sondre's 13-lap-old mediums. They would both be struggling a bit on tyre wear, but it looks like Sondre's really closing now. He has all of Sector 2 to close up that gap, so we could be seeing a last-minute overtake from the Bottlehound right now. Through the castle section, you can see how much more he's closing now. As Rocco recently got past Louis Quinlan, I'm not sure, he didn't actually catch it on the stream, but you can see now the fight for second. This is what everyone's fussed about, of course. In Sondre's 100th race, certainly won't be his last anyway. He's going to come through. Lewis takes a lot more of that curb, trying to gain as much time as he possibly can. Coming through the final corner now for Sondre Sorog. He's going to be in the slipstream. He's going to get DRS as well. Coming up to the lines, it's going to be a Matthew Walder win. He's pretty much dominated ever since Logan Arund crashed out. But we'll see this fight for P2 now. Sondre Sorog is closing. He's going to get DRS. And he's not actually going to be able to close up, but he is going to take it on pens. Sondre Sorog is going to get jumped up into P2. Lewis drops to P3. It's a 1-2 for Thunder from Down Under.
Fourth, Louis in 5th. Nino will get 6th as Orfla was a bit far behind. As Lee and Joe going for it.
Yeah. They have a lot of lap left, but they are still fighting. Neither of them are going to gain anything. They're down in 12th, so I guess they may as well fight.
In 8th, Shane crossing the line to get 9th today. getting the final
it looks
point.
like
Maybe
quite the
fastest lap?
fight as well. Jared Fosbury is going to try and get involved in this as well as Kelly tries to switch back Joe, but it's not going to work out for him. Joe stays ahead for now. It's nice that we do have this fighting going on. No points, no extra points available for offer. Jared is going to jump these two on pens eventually, but they are still fighting for this as Jared closes right up to the back of Lee. Out of turn 15, he actually touches with Lee there, gets a bad exit through the final proper corner, the final corner that really matters. Doesn't look like he's going to get a great exit as he's saving the car there, Jared. Nice car control from him, but Lee now is going to be up the back of Joe Hollis. It is going to matter for them too. Of course, neither will get points. Lee is going to open DRS now. This is going to be the last few people to cross the line as Joe wiggles across the line, knowing that he's beaten Lee at least, but Jared is going to jump both of them up to P12 as he spins across the line.
Yeah. So driver today should be Sondre.
Yep.
And it is Sondre.
The game agrees. I think we both agree it's going to be Sondre Sorog driver today.
Yeah, definitely deserved driver of the day, Sondre Sauerhawk. Getting into 100 IRL race P2, but anyway, Matthew Aller winning this race. Really pretty dominant after, as I said already, Logan Around crashing out. And in P3 we have Lewis Curtis, but anyway, I think the most driver we're looking at is Sondre Sorg in his 100th IRL race. Getting P2 in such a good race from him at the end, especially with these fresh mediums.
Indeed, and we'll certainly be getting him in for an interview now. Of course, Matthew Waller taking the win in that Ferrari, dominant for at least the second half. The first half was dominated by Logan, you have to say. Sondre Sorog, a brilliant P2 driver of the day. Lewis Curtis drops to P3. Rocco Walsh fourth ahead of Louis Quinlan. Nino in a lonely P6 in the end. Ollie Flavel in 7th. Thomas Tropies takes P8. Shane Collard in 9th. Luke Baker takes the last point. And then it's Brandon, Jared, Joe, Lee and Tom are finishers. Tom, the only ones get lapped in the end. And then it's Jose, Logan, Cameron and Michael Marlowe, our DNFs.
Has already invited our podium.
Very nice.
So just need to wait until them coming in.
Mom, in the car is Yoho.
What a race. 2 safety cars. Was definitely a good one.
Yeah, I think
So
the
just-
racing gods were looking down on Sondre and said, let's do something nice for his 100th Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And that certainly happened. So hopefully they
waiting.
join soon now.
Yeah, as we're all just waiting. Sandra joining.
There's Sondre.
Waiting for Matthew Aller and Lewis Curtis.
There's Matthew Walder.
Matthew.
So, once we can actually hear him. There we go. So, we'll start with you, Matthew, as we wait for Lewis to hopefully join. Obviously, you took the win today. At least the second half of the race was very much dominated by you. Their safety car restarts were pretty much on point. So, do you want to take us through your race?
Okay. Well, start was good. I saw Cameron come through the middle with the 2 cars behind, but he wasn't close enough to get me, so yeah, we got past turn 1 and stuff, and then my aim was to try my best to keep with Logan, but I didn't think I'd be able to do it, and I wasn't able to do it. He was able to break the DRS to me after I made him a second castle. And then he caused a safety car, I think he caused, or a VSC, I can't remember which one it was, when he retired. And I knew instantly that I would be able to have a chance to win as long as I just kept it clean and avoided the extra warning which I needed to get a penalty from like lap 5. And then for the safety car restarts, my plan was just to wait as long as possible, since all the people behind me, like, I had the slowest engine except the Haas and the Alpha, obviously, because we had the same engines. So I just waited as late as possible to go so that they would get the least jump on me, and that worked. I managed to break DRS after both of the safety cars. The first one, Bran was behind me and I dropped in like 3 seconds in the first lap, which before anyone was able to pass him. And then on the second one, I was able to drop JCK and Phoenix when they were both battling. And then it was just from the end managing my pace, managing to not crash in castle, was taking that quite cautiously every single lap, and managing the second to last corner, because I thought that'd be my biggest chance of getting a penalty. Yeah, and I made it to the end. My main focus at the end was more Sondre's gap, hoping that he got second, because like I knew as long as I did my job, then we could get the 1-2. And yeah, Lewis participated in that very well. Got wing damage on the last lap, so yeah, that was, good.
And yeah, obviously you can't take anything away from your win. Quite well dominated in that Ferrari as well, especially with that power disadvantage getting away very nicely. I think that leads us quite nicely onto Sondre Sorhag, who takes podium P2 in his 100th race in IRL. I'm sure you're happy, Sondre.
I am very happy, but I can tell you I wasn't that happy to begin with, as quali went horribly, as I really just messed up 2 runs I had, and well, the first run got messed up just like Matthews did by the driver in Castle. But in the race, starting on the hards was not great, so I got some damage, so I wasn't that optimistic then, and then I also crashed in Castle later on. But that fortunately for me brought out a safety car, so then I got the mediums, and then I just started making my way through cars, even though it was difficult a few places. But then I caught up and realized I was in a podium position, and then Lewis does what he usually does. Bottle. My first getting a pen, which then I knew that I only had to stay within 3 seconds, which I was going to, but then he also got some damage, which made it just a lot more easy, so nice result in the end. 1-2 for Thunder from down under.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that. First 1-2 for you and Matthew in quite a while, so I'm sure that makes you even extra happy on your 100th race.
In quite a while. We've never had a 1-2 before.
Well, I wasn't sure.
Podium.
I kind of assumed that you would have, but well then first 1-2, so that makes it even more good. I'll let you, Tim, take the final one. I'm just kind of I'm not gonna have you say nothing in the interview, so
Yeah, Lloyd.
Yeah.
So congratulations to P3 today. I would say the end of the race didn't go that way you thought it should go. I was wrong pronounced. The last part of the race was more like going even worse because of your wing damage in the last lap and your penalty earlier on. You knew that you would drop a position to Sondre. I think you thought you could push, and then in the last lap it was unfortunate you got the wing damage, so it was pretty sure that Sondre could get a P2, but however, talk us a bit through the race.
We had a pretty bad start, lost like 2 places off the line, I think, or 1. And then we made it back up after the Cameron and Nino incident. But then, as my normal self, I'll just go there and drive into a wall and have to pit. Then just stayed at the back of the grid majority of the race, and then a safety car happened because of Sondre, because he was generous. and then worked my way back up, and I thought on the last lap I'll get damage just to repay him for getting the safety car out earlier on.
Okay, fair enough. If you're looking to next week, it should be a question for all of the drivers here in the interviews. Next week we're heading to Russia. Is that a good check for you?
I don't think so. I don't think I've raced there this year. So I don't actually know.
Okay, then good luck for next week, and then we could head back to you, Kevin. But first of all, Sandra, congrats from my side to P2 today and your 100 IRL race.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that has been round 2 for FP here at Azerbaijan. Of course, a very nice race for us to commentate on, and obviously as well, very nice for Sondre to get a podium and a 1-2 with his teammate in his 100th race. So Thunder from Down Under taking maximum points today. And that has been it from me and Tim. Hopefully you join us next week, where Tim will then be the lead commentator, as we do a kind of switch there. So be sure to join us next week, and apart from that, good night.